Good morning, everyone. Today is feeling like the first day of winter. I busted out the hat. When I see the frost on the grass, I know it's time to take the hat and some of the thicker gear out. Today we're gonna do something that I've never done before. Today is the single largest concrete pour I have ever attempted in my entire life. We have 12 trucks coming, a concrete boom pump, and we're gonna get rocking on the largest foundation that I've ever attempted to put together. Of course, it's not me doing it, it's the guys, but from here we're gonna start building up a huge brick colonial with a 2x6 frame and amenities that I've never put in any of my builds before. There's a lot of things that have to happen before you get to the point where you can lay out this foundation and get ready to pour. And one of those major steps is the survey work. We've discussed this in some of the earlier episodes, and these are some stakes that are all around the property that give you some points of reference, some elevations, so you can work off of them. And a little quick and dirty way to make sure that I'm putting this foundation in the right spot is to take this nail right here and measure to the outside walls of the foundation, and then I can sort of figure out, make sure that this is exactly in the right spot. And this stake is supposed to be 10 feet, the one over there 6 feet, the one in the front 8 feet, and so on. And yesterday with my tape measure, as they were setting up the forms, I checked it all out to make sure it was good to go. Let's talk about some of the specs of this foundation and what makes this one a little bit different than the ones you're used to seeing me do. So this is gonna be a brick house, so we have to do what's called a brick ledge. So let's say in this case the walls are 10 inches, we're gonna add 4 inches to that, and that's the ledge that the brick is gonna sit on. Obviously the brick adds a tremendous amount of weight, so that ledge goes from grade, which is the level of the finished dirt, all the way down to the footing, and then your brick is gonna sit on top of that. So these walls are 14 inches. Normally I do 8 or 10 inch walls, and the footing to support those walls, which is that part that gets poured before you even set up the walls, is 30 inches. And there's 4 rebar in that footing, 3 rebar in the walls, and what we have throughout the forms is a piece of foam, which is basically a placeholder that's 4 inches thick, and that's going to allow the concrete to stop at that level and the rest of the walls to continue, and that'll form your brick ledge. Now, what are some of the things, additional things that make this foundation totally different than what you're used to seeing me do? I'm doing a basement underneath the garage, and this is something that's common in higher end builds, and the client here, one of my investors, this is his own home, and he wanted a basement below the garage, so we followed the plan to a T, and what they call for is C8 channels, which are pocketed into the foundation. Those channels are running every 16 inches across the width of the garage. Once those pockets are made by the foundation guys, the steel guy can come in, drop those channels in, drop 2-inch metal decking on top of that, running the other way, and create the structure for the garage slab to be poured on. But it's a little tricky because you have to set your grades and know exactly where your finished slab is gonna go with pitch to the driveway. You have to know exactly where your driveway is gonna go with pitch to the street. And normally when I build a house, I don't really have to worry about that because I pour my foundation, I backfill, I rough grade, and then when everything's kind of nice and smooth, I can set my lines and figure out where the driveway and where the garage slab is gonna go. In this case, I can't do that. While there's a tremendous hole in the ground, I have to figure out where everything's gonna go beforehand. And I wish I had a little more detail on the plans that I was working with. And all week leading up to today, I was stressing and researching and talking to the framer and foundation guy and steel guy. But we're here now, it's the moment of truth, and it's time to get pouring. Get back to work now. There's a lot going on. We got trucks lined up all the way down the block. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Comment below with any questions or comments you might have. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, @Pinnacle Real Estate. Have a great day, everyone.